mean? So, to be fair, it could work out in Hambi's favour, to be honest.
Could Vitali be too amped up? You know, when you're competing, emotion can only take you so far. Sometimes when you're too emotional, you're too amped up, you can make mistakes.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. That definitely plays into it. And Vidal said it a little bit earlier on when he was talking about at this stage, right before the fight, if you step into any professional boxing changing room, it is so calm and relaxed. Especially even prior to arriving at the venue. Many a times I've been inside their hotel rooms during the day, and I'm like, man, these guys are just chilling out as if it's another Saturday. And when you see fighters that early behave that way, and then you see how they perform in the ring, then you understand it all starts to make sense, because using all of that anger and ferociousness and keeping that bottled inside of you, you're wasting energy, wasting valuable energy and that. So 100%.
So, to your mind, does Vitali have to calm down here?
You know, as much as I agree with everything that you said, David, because it is true, everyone is different. That's a reality as well. Everyone is different. Maybe he wants to be this. Maybe he needs to be this way. Maybe him being too relaxed works as adversity for him. So I just want to see what he has to do.
Vitali's been on a journey. I think he's quite a divisive character. There wasn't a lot of love for him since he arrived here in London. But, you know, he's saying he's, I think, 90-something days sober now. He's been training for this fight. And, you know, boxing, a lot of these competitors here, they're not coming here particularly for the paycheck. They're coming here as part of a personal journey sometimes. And do we think that Vitali kind of needs this tonight to go out there and prove to himself that he can train, that he can focus, and that he can compete inside a boxing ring?
I think regardless, he's been successful, because the fact he's here today and he's going to get in the ring, that's already like admirable, because, you know what I mean, it takes a lot of guts jumping into the ring, Vidal could tell you, you know what I mean? So the fact he's here today and he's ready to fight, he's already done himself proud. But yeah, actually getting the dub, that's the next big thing. And let's see if he can do it. Obviously, I want both of the guys to do as well as possible and to be safe. That's the most important thing, but let's see what happens.
And look, Vidal, you know, you compete in there. What do you think it is about this sport that drives so many competitors who, again, a lot of the people here are so successful in so many other ways. They don't need to be here, they don't need to be fighting, but they've chosen to display and to train for something.
You know, this is what I wanted to say as well. I was thinking about earlier at home. These guys deserve they have the right to do this. You know, they've worked so hard in their chosen fields that they want a new challenge. They have a right to want to challenge themselves in life. And if the sport of boxing has gravitated you towards it for whatever reason, everyone has a different reason, they have earned the right to be here, and they should all be proud of themselves.
And let's be honest, a lot of people have had, a lot of boxing purists have said a lot of things about this, let's call it influencer boxing. They're just coming in, they're not really showing the best skills in the world. But look, for someone like yourself who's inside the boxing industry, what do you make of this kind of an event?
Honestly, these things should happen. I don't see why not. Just because you started off on one platform or doing one thing doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to change to something else. As long as you are giving your dedication to whatever you do, you should do it.
And one thing we have seen all fight week is a lot of young people turning up, a lot of young fans, a lot of people who, let's be honest, may not have connected with this sport if it wasn't for some of their, you know, favourite online personalities doing this. And David, that's really important to keep the sport and nurture the next generation.
Absolutely. Listen, one of the key things to keep this sport alive is appealing to the younger audience, appealing to new faces and new fans, and that is exactly what this does. This is exactly what it's like evangelism for boxing to the younger demographic, and I think it's incredibly powerful. And as Vidal said, these have earned the right to do this through their hard work and dedication in their different chosen fields to now step on this stage and compete against each other. I think it's a brilliant thing, and I think boxing itself, in the long run, is only gonna benefit from it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What Showstar are doing here tonight, I think, will hopefully be the first of some really great positive events here in the UK. Okay, let's move on now to our co-main event, one that many people are saying could steal the show. It's King Kenny versus FaZe Temper.
I see fear, lack of confidence, probably because you've only got one look. You wasn't aware of Beta Squad?
No.
Your whole team literally tried to sign us. I know FaZe Banks, FaZe Juff. I don't know who you are in FaZe.
All I'm saying is, FaZe Temper, you're going to regret stepping in the fucking ring with me, mate.
People have no idea what's coming on Saturday.
FaZe Temper's coming to my town to get destroyed, humiliated, and I'm sending him back to America.
I'm about to embarrass Kenny in front of his hometown. I'm representing USA and Brazil, and you know I'm bringing that W back.
To all the fans, I hope you enjoy the fight tonight. I'm going to be performing at my best, and enjoy the show.
Wow. Co-main event, and with great reason. While watching that VT play, Chunks, the look on your face. I won't say what you said because it's a little bit before 9 o'clock, but I can tell you're nervous. You've got a close bond, of course, with Kenny. Tell us what you've seen him go through these last few weeks.
I'll be honest, the guy is an actual monster. He's an animal. Obviously, he's been working hard for the last year. Whenever we had like filming videos, or when we're filming videos as groups, or when we're filming individual videos, and people need Kenny's help, he'll be more than happy to help. But then he's got to go training before or training after, or he's just literally dedicated his life around this for the last year, and he's just really, really like honed it in. And I'm just so excited to see what he can do tonight.
What do you think it means to him to finally come out here in front of you, his friends, but also a stacked over Wembley arena and display everything he's been working on?
Honestly, he's amped up. He looks ready. He does not look like he's not fearful at all, which is crazy to me because you know what I mean. You're jumping in the ring and you're going to be getting punched up. You know what I mean? Well,
we can see here at the open workouts the support that was Kenny.
Yeah, come on. We're in London, you know what I mean? You have to. If this is LA, it'll be something different, I guarantee.
This whole event is UK versus US, and that will be a narrative throughout the night. But boxing's a solo sport. All these competitors want to rep the country, of course, but they're out there fighting for themselves.
Get him on the pads, man.
We see his brother there also.
Respect my brother.
Vidal, what have you made of the development of King?
Listen, I am so impressed. Honestly, I'm so impressed of Kenny. Like,
thank you.
When I saw him last week at JJ's concert, and I felt his arm. I said, Kenny, you're an athlete. I said, you're an athlete. And that's a fact that happened just last week. I'm just excited to see him perform, and his technique is looking very crisp. His hands are looking fast. His mindset, the energy that's coming off him, his shape, you can see him here.
Look at him.
Honestly, I respect the man.
This is again yesterday at the weigh-ins, and focused. I mean, I got to do the face-to-faces early this week at the start of fight week, and Kenny's demeanor has been the same the entire fight week. He's been focused. He's come in here knowing he's got a job to do. He knows there's pressure. He knows there's expectation on his shoulders. But look, you see the stare off here. Not a flinch. Not a flinch. And David, of course, you've been with the guys all week as well. And a lot of people have talked about how much that Temper hasn't posted about his training. Every other competitor on this card has been documenting what they've been doing, showing everyone how they've been developing. Temper, no one knows what he's been doing.
Listen, that's why a lot of people think Temper's been out here sandbagging. He's sandbagging us all. A lot of people think, Temper is actually ready for this fight way more than he's been showing so far, and that is what brings this fight so much intrigue. This is a potential fight of the night, to be honest with you, for me, because you just don't know. For me, you can see the leaps and bounds of which King Kenny has gone, but when it comes to Temper, it's like we have, like you said, we have no idea. And from that perspective, he's not going to want to come out here and embarrass himself. Like you said, none of these guys have to do this. So if he's putting himself in this ring, you know that he's coming with something. The question is it going to be enough?
And Vidal, look, you compete in there. How hard is it to prepare for a competitor who you have no idea what they're bringing? Again, a lot of the guys in this card haven't had experience, but at least they've been posting fighter footage, posting progress. Temper,
nothing, not one thing. It will be difficult, but at the end of the day, you got to learn the basics of the game anyway. I feel like the longer you do the game, the more you adjust your game plan to the opponent, because you already got the basics down. These guys have improved massively, but it's still the beginning of their boxing careers, so they would have been nailing the basics regardless of what your opponent's doing.
And Chunks, of course, we know that Daly, Kenny's brother, is his coach. He's also coaching a competitor in our main event. We'll come on to that in a few minutes' time. But what do you think it means for Kenny to sort of follow in the footsteps a little bit of his brother and use his brother in his camp? That's quite a personal sort of family story there.
Yeah, obviously the fact that he's had Daly as a brother and he hasn't really delved into the boxing scene, and we've always been confused about that. You know what I mean? Just, your brother's a professional boxer. And you know what I mean? He's got loads of professionals underneath him, but it's amazing that he's finally used his brother's expertise and actually got into the ring and Daly's incredible at what he does. I've gone to loads of training sessions and seen them spar, and you know what I mean? Kenny was boxing flipping professionals, bro. You know what I mean? Professional boxers. So I don't know whatever Temper's going to bring today, but it can't be a professional boxer's level. Do you know what I mean? And Kenny wasn't out of his depth even there. So I feel like whatever he wants to bring, he's ready for it. But Daly, shout out to Daly as well, incredible.
What do you think it will mean for Kenny, but also for you as one of his closest friends, to see him make the walk?
I'm shaking now.
I can see you. We can see you.
That man's actually, because obviously I've come to the KSI fights, so you know I've been at all of them, and I was nervous because I'm very close to JJ, but the bond that me and Kenny have is completely different. You know, obviously as the sidemen, I'm guessing that the Mini Minters and the Vidals were shaking in their boots, even though they were confident in JJ's style and ability, they were still nervous. You know what I mean? And that's just me right now.
Listen, Chunks is right. Like when you know you're training someone, this is his friend. Imagine you're the trainer and you put
I can't even imagine.
Especially when you fight yourself and you're like, I wish I could just jump into your body quick and get this done for you. You know, but you got to have faith. You have to have faith. You can prepare as much as you want, but you need to have faith because that will help you in these situations as a coach and as a fighter.
And David, many people have said this could be fight of the night, and when you look at the physicality of both competitors, you can see why. Do you think this could steal the show?
I definitely think it can steal the show. It's got all of the elements that it takes to do so. This fight itself is big enough to headline. Obviously, Beta Squad is massive. They come with a huge amount of fan base. They come with characters like the likes of Chunks. We've got Nico as well in the building as well today as well. It means you're going to have his whole fan base as well. The Nico Defense League are going to be in attendance. It is going to be a special night where when he comes out, the roar in this place. People that are watching at home that have paid the pay-per-view, the $6.99 on showstarboxing.com and showstar.tv, they are going to feel it right from where they are.
Yeah, of course, we will be going to pay-per-view in about half an hour's time, as David said, showstar.tv. Just $6.99 to see all these fights tonight. It is a stacked card. We've already seen how much animosity that is growing. Look, but before we move on to our next fight, I want to talk about Fight Week a little bit. You've been in multiple fight weeks. How does the pressure grow throughout a fight week for competitors?
It does grow. It does grow. You know, even my last fight week, I felt it. You know, it was a big fight week. There's a lot of responsibilities per day. Like, you kind of look at your calendar and you think, training, I'm going to be in the hotel chilling now for the rest of the time. No, you got an interview, and then you got to see a doctor, and then you got a photo shoot. There's a lot to do fight week, and that's why I said the relaxed environment is key, because the week is already so hectic.
Okay, guys, it's time. We're going to move on. Chunks, you might want to take a breath, because this one's going to get emotional. It's time now to take a look at the whole reason we're here tonight. It's the main event. It's Deji versus Alex Wasabi.
To all my fans, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Damn straight. You're getting this. Come on now.
Stuff that we have to do is cool. Like, whatever. I just want to fight. Right now?
Let's not do it right now.
Fuck Alex Wasabi!
Deji, you changed so much, man. I've been watching you when I was a little boy, bro. I love you, man. Knock out that bastard, yeah. First round!
I'm gonna outclass this guy. I'm getting in the ring. He's not gonna know what hit him. He's not gonna know what hit him until he watches the replay.
Alex, I'm gonna break you down little by little and then take you out.
We're gonna get in that ring, and I'm gonna make him miss, and I'm gonna make him pay. Everybody watching this, get excited, because this is gonna be an epic battle. I put in the work, my opponent put in the work, and we're gonna show you what we got.
Nothing you will do will stop my redemption.
Chunks, how you feeling, mate?
Again, nervous. Honestly, I think I'm going to just keep saying that word today. But again, Deji's very prepared, so we'll see what happens.
But there's almost, well, there definitely is much more in this fight than the fight with Kenny. Kenny coming out looking to make a first statement. Deji, he's been here before. 0-2 in his boxing matches. And let's be honest, he'll be honest about this. He was less than impressive in his last fight. He just didn't train. He said this. He wasn't prepared. He didn't take it seriously. Tonight is all about redemption for him. And Chunks, what does it mean to Deji to come out here and show that he can take things seriously, he can do the job, he can train, he is focused enough?
Regardless, I feel like you can see his physique, the changes that he's had. You know, I mean, I think he was walking at 93 kilograms for the last fight. He's at 77 now, or 76. You know what I mean? So that just shows, to lose weight, I know how hard it is. You know what I mean? So I know the fact he's now lost that amount of weight already he should be proud of himself, and he's taking it much more serious. For me, it's more about the mentality. That's the big thing. You can't teach mentality. Do you know what I mean? So he had that almost given up mentality in the last couple of fights, and we saw that. And I know he'll be fine for me to say this, but you can't do that in boxing. You know what I mean? But now I feel like his mentality's changed, his shape's changed, and he's even got a fade now. First time I've seen him with a trim. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's coming out as a new man, and I'm very excited to see what he's going to show us. I've seen him spar, and he looks much better than he did.
There's no doubt he's a much improved athlete, but he did change camps 6 weeks out from this fight. I talked to them about this in the face-to-face earlier this week. Deji says that the reason wasn't because he saw footage of Alex training and was impressed and thought, I got to turn things up. But others have doubted that. Vidal, are you concerned at all that just 6 weeks out from this redemption fight for Deji, he switched camps?
Not really. You know why? Because you could have had an 8-week camp beforehand and he wasn't connecting with that coach, so it was basically no weeks. You could have had 6 weeks with the new coach where he was actually listening and learning, which means more than any other week that was in the camp. So he looks good, man. He looks good. This is the best version of Deji I've seen, and I'm a former coach of Deji, and I've given credit to the current coaching team because they brought out a side of him. It seems they brought out a side of him I haven't even seen before.
As a former coach, what are you seeing in Deji now that wasn't present there in the past?
Well, looking at the screen, he's in better physical shape. He's in better physical condition, especially much better than the last fight. His focus, the trim, everything's different right now. He's coming on a new energy. So I really hope in his performance we see this.
You see the face-offs here. These are from the weigh-ins.
I'm like, they want a lips. What's going on, man?
You see that Alex does have the height advantage.
Don't matter, man. Don't matter. That's absolutely fine. You know what I mean? It's about how you use it. You know what I mean? Alex might not know how to use his jab and keep him out of reach. We'll see what happens.
And Deji hits hard. Sorry.
Yeah, facts.
I just needed to add that in.
And look, David, again, you've been at all these public events this week, and we've heard the roar. We've heard the crowd there for Deji, and that was the open workout. That was the press conference, the weigh-in. That wasn't here tonight. People have come here tonight to show their support. Yeah, it's UK versus US. There's all that to it. But when Deji walks out tonight, everyone's here looking at Deji, knowing now he's putting the work. What's it going to be like when Deji makes the walk?
Listen, the roof is going to go off in this place. I am telling you. The roars from the few amount of people that were here, the few amount of lucky people that were here during fight week, is going to be incomparable to what we're going to hear and see tonight. The question for me is, what effect is that going to have on both of these fighters? What effect is it going to have on Alex Wasabi? What effect is it going to have on Deji? There is a lot of pressure on his shoulders as well. That's why there's a lot of intrigue in this fight. He's gone on to see what somebody else that he's fought before has gone on to do. Not just within the YouTube or influencer space boxing, but now in professional boxing, even promoting big fights and putting big things on the line, working with top promoters in the game of boxing, and he knows that, look, if I had won that fight, the steps where I could have been. So he knows what's on the line in this fight. It's more than just his pride. It's his future within this sport and within this area of boxing.
Very true. Do you think anything grinds in the back of his head? Of course, you're alluding to Jake Paul there, who's doing incredible things, not only as a competitor, but also as a promoter. He's really having a huge impact on the industry. That I think even a couple of years ago, many people would have said, nah, he's just going to be a little one-and-done kind of guy. But he's really having an impact here. Do you think that, and Chunks asked you this as one of his close friends, do you think Deji's looking at that and going, man, if I just put the work in it, and I could have been walking in those kind of shoes?
Yeah, no, definitely. But at the end of the day, like, it's too late to regret things. You know what I mean? You just move on and you look what's in front of you. And he's got Alex Wasabi in front of him today, which obviously has taken this serious. So, but what I can definitely vouch for is the fact he's taking it more serious, and he can get to those levels 3 or 4 fights in. You know what I mean? Later, let's see.
Let's talk about Alex for a minute. Again, I did the face-to-faces earlier this week, and it was almost like they were going to kill each other with kindness. It was a very calm face-to-face. That was on Tuesday. Now, as you said, fight week has progressed. Tensions have picked up. Stronger words have been exchanged. Is the pressure off Alex here, though?
The pressure is not off Alex, because Alex has a huge fan base of his own. He's got people that are backing him to win too. This is, we are here in the UK. Deji is a UK fighter, but let's not, people worldwide are watching. This is a big show. So of course he's got pressure on him.
And Alex has said that he was training long before this fight was signed and sealed. He said that, look, 2022 is the year that I want to dedicate myself to boxing. He found a passion for it, like so many of these competitors here tonight. You know, he wants to push himself and test himself. This is his year to do that. How much would it knock him to start that journey with a loss?
It will be kind of painful, especially with the amount of time that he's dedicated, the amount of other things. You know, time is a finite resource. If you're spending a lot of time training in the boxing gym, you're not doing the other things that you could be doing. So he has put so much on the line with regards to the investment that he's made long before this fight was signed in the sport of boxing. And I guess for either of these guys, it's what are they going to do? Because somebody's going to have to lose it. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, how are they going to pick themselves up after doing so? Alex obviously is going to have a lot of I wouldn't say excuses, but he would have the ability to say, well, it was on UK homes, it was on UK soil, I flew over with a bit of jet lag. He would have a bit more to say on that side as opposed to Deji. So that, in essence, works in his favour. But you wouldn't want that in your mind now, at this stage, right now, when you're about to step into that ring. No, you've got to have one thing in your mind, and Vidal would attest to this, is winning. No excuses whatsoever.
That's it. That's all you should be thinking about.
We talked a lot about making the walk tonight. So many of these competitors walking into this, what will be, it's filling up now. It'll be packed by the time we start, making that walk. Alex Wasabi has said that he's tested himself. He's put himself in positions, walking out with other fighters, being in other fighters' corners to try and get used to that. But come on, look, Vidal, you know, there's no, you can walk out with whoever you want.
Can't be replicated.
Until you're walking there to compete yourself, man, there's nothing you can do.
It's not the same. You know, Chunks can walk out with me for my fights, and then when he does his own ring walk, he's definitely not going to feel the same.
It's different, bro. You know, you're about to get, you know what I mean?
Very, very
either
different.
be a meme, or you can be everyone's hero, bro. Social media is a big influence in this.
Well, this is a big thing here as well. All these guys have massive profiles. So people are coming out here not just to have a boxing match, but whoever loses tonight, particularly if they lose in spectacular fashion, I mean, in Chunks, they're going to be embarrassed worldwide.
And that's what it is. I'll be honest with you, social media, like we're social media, like we're influencers, YouTubers before boxers, you know what I mean? So obviously boxers, that's not on their mind. They're just trying to win. This is their career, you know what I mean? They're just trying to come and make sure that their records are kept clean, or if not, just to try and win. Whereas with us, we don't want to look stupid. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing for us. So I feel like that's constantly going to just be on your head from the ring walk to being in the ring. So I feel like no matter what, there will always be pressure, no matter what.
No, Chunks, I agree with you. And I feel like me fighting, I feel it from both sides. Because I'm like looking at it from the boxing side, but then I also know the community here watch what I do. And if anything bad happens, one-way ticket to Meme City. I'm not trying to be over there. So, yeah.
And again, Alex,
I've been there, and it's not nice. Soccer aid, missing a penny. Don't do it.
I know people, when it comes to memes, people are ready. They're clicking. They're ready.
Oh, they've got.
Ready
How
to
about
click.
they've got the tweets in the drafts now.
Ready to go. Firing. People sitting here thinking, yeah, I'm ready, fam. As soon as something goes down, hit the send.
They spent fight week getting the back catalogue up, and I tell you what, the internet's going to be going off with each and every fight that goes down. Remember, you can catch the pay-per-view on showstar.tv.
That's right.
$6.99. We're going to go to our pay-per-view very shortly, but let's continue to talk about this big fight with Deji. Deji is really a road to redemption for him. Do you think that tonight is the night that he can prove everyone wrong?
Yes. I honestly believe him. I felt the energy from him yesterday. I've seen him a couple weeks ago as well, and I really feel like tonight is his night. I really want to see him win. You know, many people in here really want to see him win, not because you're being on a biased side of things, but it's always good to see someone come from the rough and succeed. And Deji definitely has that in his favour tonight.
A lot of people have talked about, of course, Deji's brother, KSI, kind of opened the door for him in a multitude of ways, that he's never had to really work for anything. Things have been gifted to him. Chunks, do you think now, finally, in the process, in the lead up to this box match, Deji's finally found that drive and that work ethic that he needs?
To be fair to Deji, it isn't as easy as your bigger brother's a big YouTuber, so you're now going to make it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Deji was in JJ's videos before, and that's what made people love him. You know what I mean? So he's obviously definitely deserved to be in the position he is in today. And I feel like today he's going to make a name for himself even more. He's not going to be JJ's little brother or KSI's little brother. He's Deji. You know what I mean?
I think that's the thing about the important thing about tonight, finally stepping out of those shadows, washing away any of those comments people have made. But now, do you think, he's admitted himself, he didn't have the work ethic before, particularly for boxing. Do you think he's found that now?
Yes, I think he has found that, and that's because of his experiences. You know, David earlier was saying him realizing the opportunity because he could be where Jake Paul is now, which is true. On the reverse of that, we don't know how it would have went if he succeeded. You know, he needed those things to happen to get to today to say, I'm being serious.
Part of the journey, man.
You know, it's part of his journey. You know, it's not always the most glamorous thing, but today could end in triumph for him.
Why do you think Deji is doing
Yes,
this? What is the drive?
Sharky.
What is the
Walk
drive
in.
for this? Again, Deji doesn't need to do this. He's very successful in a multitude of other ways. What do you think it is inside Deji to put himself in this situation, to work this hard, and put himself in a position where he could get embarrassed?
You don't have to put yourself in these positions. All of these guys are here tonight because they challenge themselves. That is the baseline of it. They challenge themselves. It's a challenge to him now. I've tried it, I've failed, I've come up short twice. I'm challenging myself again, and now I'm the main event. Now everyone's here to see me. Brilliant.
Well, that is our main event. That's why we're all here tonight. Deji versus Alex Wasabi. Will it be a story of redemption for Deji, or can Alex Wasabi pick up a win for Team USA? Of course, you can get the pay-per-view on showstar.tv, just $6.99. But I tell you what, while we're on this this free stream, let's give you a little freebie, shall we? So we're going to kick off with our first contest of the evening. It's Salt Pappy versus Halal Ham.
Hey, Salt Pappy's elite.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to you all right here from the OVO Arena in Wembley. I can't tell you how excited I am to be hosting and to be emceeing the show as we're set for an evening of entertainment of some of the hottest, youngest social media influencers, stars, and content creators in the world right now. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Team USA takes on Team UK as we're set for Showstar Boxing live on Showstar TV. Now,
She make it clap, clap, clap. 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 She make it clap, clap, clap.
We are live here for Showstar at Wembley Arena. Malcolm Martin with Joe Weller, a pioneer in the world of YouTube boxing, and Vidal Riley, 5-0 as a pro. And guys, what a great venue for the first time in the UK.
Unbelievable. I mean, we're seeing this place fill up. The fans, they love it. They've been starved of YouTube, you know, influencer boxing for years now. It's the first UK event we've had in time, and I can't wait to get underway.
We are live. It's the realest Vidal Riley. I'm gassed to be here. I am very gassed to be here. The atmosphere is popping. Ring walks are happening. I'm excited, man.
And guys, we've already got controversy on this first bout. Halal Ham said Salt Pappy's going out first. This fight's not on unless he goes out first. So already the needle has begun.
Well, there you go. I mean, I think a lot of this influencer boxing, it is about ego. It's about personality. Whether the skill matches up to all of this bark, let's see. But yeah, I believe Halal Ham has got a special performance in order that had to happen second for whatever reason.
And Vidal, Salt, they say he's a very laid-back character. That was a laid-back entrance.
Very laid-back. You know, he's been dancing all week. He's been dancing all week. I'm hoping his footwork helps him tonight.
and now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent to the ring, Halal Ham!
Oh, and some boos already here in the stadium. This is England versus the USA. And Halal Ham, he's got one advantage already. He's been in there, he's done it, he knows what it's like to face an opponent. Will that give him the edge here tonight?
Well, yeah, I think certainly the experience, you can't compare that with anything. It's so valuable. I have no idea what he's about to engage here. Is it gonna help him perform in the ring? I don't know, but let's find out.
I can't hear any ring walk music. I don't know if this is intentional.
Well, he's looking to the side. Here we go, guys. Here it is. And as we said, he's got that advantage where he fought on the Logan Paul KSI undercard. So he'll be no stranger to the big stage. That's got to be a huge psychological advantage.
Definitely, and I think he loves this. Like what he's doing now, soaking it up. He almost likes being this villain that's outlandish and has this huge personality. So I think this is going to be helping him. It's going to be feeding him, and let's hope he delivers in the ring.
It's good to see him on this ring walk now, despite him spitting kebab on me yesterday night at the weigh-in. But he's very confident, and he's really been soaking up the experience here. He's done it before. He's been on big shows, and I'm sure he wants to prove a point tonight.
Do you know what? I actually saw that his main sponsor for this event was a German kebab. I'm just like, how's that happened then? They're pretty healthy. Like, is that what is powered him to you know?
I feel like I have to let him off now for yesterday's events because they actually sponsor him.
Now, if you look at the body language, guys, yeah, that's a cool entrance. But look at Salt Pappy in the ring. He's dancing there as his opponent comes in. He looks as cool as they come.
Complete contrast here. We've got Ham that's composed, relaxed, focused, stoic. And then you've got Salt Pappy doing some form of chicken dance. I don't know what it is, but it looks funny.
So Buddy Johnson getting ready to announce this first back. And already, guys, it's the prelims. But behind us and around us, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. We've been starved and we're back.
Listen, we are back. I told you. These events, they were always going to pop. You know, there was a time when everyone was confusing, you know, the traditional world with the social media world, the YouTube boxing world. This is such a dominant world alone. It doesn't need to carry on the back of anything else. Joe proved that, JJ proved that, and now we're back.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Who's ready for some boxing? When this music stops. Stop the music. Stop the music, man. Shit.
Can we hold the music? Halal's team's got something to say to Salt Pappy.
Hey, who's ready for some boxing, yeah? Some big names in here, boy. But who the fuck is this guy? Bro, all you do is run on the spot. But tonight you're about to get boxed and put in your place. Now you're either high as fuck or you're Chinese because your eyeballs look sunk into your face. See, you might have lost weight, but to me and everyone in here...
That's not cool, bro.
Alright, cool.
Unacceptable.
Get him out of there, like, why is he in there?
Unacceptable.
Hey, you might have lost weight, but to everyone in here, we still know you're fat and bitch made. A man heard you with a size 9, whip waist, looking like an extra from Squid Games. Because with a head that big, I'm surprised you can actually sit. But it's cool for my bro, because it's a bigger target to hit. Because you're about to get fucked. Referees, check this mug. Because I see him in the changing rooms putting sweet and sour chicken balls inside of his gloves.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Showstar TV presents Showstar Boxing live from the LVO Arena here in Wembley. We're set for 3 2-minute rounds of boxing. We introduce first in the red corner, a TikTok creator with 3.2 million followers, age 28, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, and weighed in at 89 kilograms or 196.21 pounds. He promises to salt that ham and win by KO from the Philippines. Introducing Salt Papi. And across the ring in the blue corner, his opponent, age 26, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighed in at 95.5 kilograms or 210.54 pounds. He has 102,000 subscribers to his YouTube channel, and he plans to dominate his opponent here tonight, fighting out of Scunthorpe, introducing Halal Ham. When the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Ken Curtis.
Well, if there was any doubt about the rivalry here tonight, what we just saw put that away emphatically. Guys, what did you make of that?
Know the rules, so when I say break, you stop boxing and take a step back.
Totally unacceptable.
In the event of a boxer going down, the other one goes to a neutral corner
to
defend yourself at all times.
Yeah,
okay?
unnecessary.
Okay, shake
Yeah,
hands.
totally wrong. I just, like, cringe, inappropriate, wrong, like, just pointless. Anyways, let's get on with the fight. What actually matters.
Yes.
That's right, 3 2-minute rounds of action here at the Wembley Arena for Showstar Boxing. The first time we're here live in the UK. Salt Papi in the red, Halal Ham in the blue.
Ooh.
And Halal came straight out but got caught.
Absolutely firing out of the blocks, wanting to assert himself early.
We're seeing a southpaw and an orthodox fighter, which normally can lead to head clashes and clean left from Salt Papi.
Halal was rocked, guys.
That looked a little bit more like unbalanced to me, but I think both guys are realising that this pace is going to be very intense to keep up for the whole fight.
And let's be honest as well, when you're in that what we call novice stage, to face a southpaw can be very, very difficult.
Very difficult, you know, everything is in reverse. It's something you have to study and something you have to learn. Salt Papi looks very composed in there tonight.
Totally, that's something that I'm surprised about. We didn't get much of his personality through at the press conference and weigh-in. He was very reserved, and now here we're seeing pure, borderline arrogance, but it's almost like he's aware of what his ability is, so he doesn't need to, you know, rush in or anything.
Well, if he needed any further incentive, that rant beforehand surely gave it to him.
No, honestly, hearing that just before you fight, what more do you need? You know, it's the best gift you can receive. So right now the action has slowed down a little bit. I feel like both guys are trying. Oh, nice counter from Salt Papi.
I'm going to pick up on what Joe said earlier. You were saying that he looked so composed. That was the perfect proof of that. That counter punch. Look at this!
Oh, absolutely.
He's closing in.
We're seeing Salt Papi go for it. I think his arrogance, it's paying off. Look,
he's still smiling. He is still smiling.
Completely. And I think how you assert yourself from the very beginning is so important. He stayed composed, he stayed having fun, whereas Ham looks serious. He looks like he's stressing out.
I feel like Ham is already run out of ideas. I think he didn't expect Salt Papi to come out like this and have the knowledge. He has good jab there in return from Ham. But overall, he's looking like he's trying to figure out what to do.
Well, Papi's commanding centre ring during that opening round. From that opening exchanges, which when Ham came out really fast, Papi took over, didn't he?
Totally. I think what Ham was thinking there is if he comes in and almost bulldozes his way through Salt Papi, that Salt Papi will just capitulate and not know what to do. But in fact, that played right into Salt Papi's hands. He was able to almost, as you can see here, he's taking the fact that Ham's rushing in and he's dancing around him, using his movement like he has, and it's paying off, and it may even be affecting Ham mentally.
Vidal, Joe said about the arrogance there almost from Salt. We saw that in that clip, haven't we? The open mouth, the posturing.
No, some people are at their best when they are arrogant. You know, arrogance is normally looked at as a negative thing or looked down on. Some people need it to really fuel them to the next level, and it looks like Salt Papi is one of those guys.
I feel coming into round two, that's a wake-up call for Halal, because after that opening burst, Salt Papi, with that confidence, dominated on the counter. What do you feel? How's Halal going to have to come out now?
Ham's
nice straight left.
He's got to look for new ideas. He can't let all of this taunting get inside of his head, but very quickly we're almost seeing him shell up.
Yes, he is shelling up very quickly. The counters are starting to come in with more ferocious now. Starting to see the face redden on Halal Ham. Oh, nice angle change there.
Well, that's what we said. He came off
Good
that line
boxing.
there. He stepped off that line to use that left hand. That left hand is the killer at the moment.
Absolutely. I mean, this does not look like a guy that's only just done this for 6 weeks. I mean, are any of you guys any experience?
He's got good skill. Looking at Salt Papi, I remember doing a reaction video on him, and I saw he actually had a good level of skill. I didn't know if he could carry that into the night, but he has, and he looks very good.
Well, for me, for a debut fighter to step off the line like that, to set up the attacks and the angles, that's incredible.
Brilliant.
Totally. I mean, to be able to calculate your moves a few steps ahead whilst being aware of what your opponent's trying to throw at you, that's very mature boxing, and it's great to see.
I think if we see Salt Papi put a few more combinations together, he could get a stoppage victory in this fight. But either way, it's very one-sided right now.
Yeah, completely.
What he's doing cleverly is he's taking centre ring, dominating centre ring, but still waiting to counter.
Yes.
It's very, very technical what he's doing. Ham almost looks out of ideas, like you said, Vidal. Yeah. He looks like he's almost waiting for Papi, but Papi, it all seems part of a plan for Papi.
It would be very interesting to see the fight total, numbers thrown and punches thrown, sorry, because Halal Ham has really showed up. I think the counters have made him reluctant to throw, and now Salt Papi is doing whatever he wants to do.
And Vidal, I agree with you. I think if Salt were to really step on the gas for maybe 30 seconds continuous, he could finish this.
100%.
If you were in Ham's corner, what would you be saying to him, Vidal?
I would say to him, you have to let your hands go. I know you've been hurt, but we prepared for this. This is what we're here for. You need to go out there, and even if the result doesn't go your way, you need to leave your mark, and you need to make this guy respect you by the end of it.
Now, interesting, Joe, at the end of that round, after all the pre-talk, Ham went to touch gloves, and Salt just turned and walked back to his corner. He's earned Ham's respect.
For real, and I think what we're seeing here is the power of surprise. Ham right now is shook. He almost wants a bit of reassurance from Papi that he's still on the same level as him, but Papi's catching him off guard mentally with the taunts and physically with his performance, changing the angles. Brilliant. And then look at that, he's making Ham tired mentally, and I think, Ham's aware that he exploded out of the blocks quick, and that does cost you with exhaustion, so he's not wanting to pull the trigger if the opportunity's not there, but he needs to deliver something quick.
Going into this final round, Halal Ham needs to let his hands go. If he wants to get the win here, he understands that it has to be a KO.
And the other thing as well, he's not seeing his opponent tired, because I feel Salt Papi's boxed well within himself as well. That was that confidence, that was that relaxation.
Exactly. When you're leading the dance, so to speak, you don't get as exhausted because you're choosing the moves, and here we go.
He's put a few shots together there, nice left hand there. But Halal Ham is returning, and he has found that fury. He's just getting counted in between.
Well, this is what we said earlier, guys. We wanted to see Salt Papi if he stepped on the gas, and Halal Ham is having look at him to their corner. There was the answer, perfectly. He's having real problems dealing with the left hand.
Completely, and Salt Papi, I'm just so impressed with what he's doing. The way, whether he's planned all of this out, all along, part of his training camp was right. I'm going to get in his head this way. I'm going to affect his corner this way. Like, whatever it is, it's great.
I'm seeing Halal Ham here. Well, he complained he just got hit at the back of the head. He needs to keep fighting. He's coming in with his head at the moment. He needs to come in with punches. Don't fall in.
And we talk about experience. Salt Papi hasn't, but even just stepping away out of range, he drops the hands, conserves energy. He looks like a seasoned veteran there.
I mean, the way we've got him opening up here.
Came in there. Tongue out again.
The way he's so aware of his, he's just so ring aware. He knows when he's in range, when he's out of range. If he's near the corners, near the ropes, it's just...
He has definitely been boxing. Oh, lovely lean counter. He's definitely been boxing for a while.
I want to see this guy fight again.
Honestly.
He's great.
Very good fight.
This is punishment of the highest kind. He stood there when all that was happening, and now, when it matters between those ropes, he's made an emphatic statement.
Completely, and you know, at this point you almost feel for Ham a little bit. He looks lost in there, and that's the end of the fight.
3-round shutout on my part, boys.
3-round shutout. But you know what I did like to see in the last round? Halal Ham was still trying to fight back. He didn't quit, and he did show that grit. So credit to him.
Well, an incredible opener here, just the preliminary bout. So what have we got to look forward to later? Because that had everything. We had the controversy to start, we had the different natures, and then we had this performance from Salt Papi that reeked of experience.
Listen, if you are entertained already, then you're too easy to please. We've got way more coming, trust me.
And Joe, this is all Papi.
It was unbelievable. I mean, the way he's picking his shots, look, you can see his eyes, he's focused, he knows what he's doing, he's not swinging wildly. Look, it was just such a methodical performance, and
lovely
look at
shot.
that. That's
beautiful shot.
Prime Floyd Mayweather, and now he's doing the
dancing
moonwalk.
again. He's dancing again.
Ooh, God, son, he loves it.
I want to see him fight again, Joe.
Yeah, mate, 100%. God, son.
See him fight again.
Wait, do you know what? Yeah, what I want to see, look, is a bit of this. After everything,
respect.
Yeah, the respect between the fighters is what it's all about.
What a performance.
And
from
what a
Salt
character.
Papi.
We said to lay back, so calm under all that pressure, and to produce that performance, dancing at the end. I agree with you guys. We've got to get this man back in the ring.
Listen, I did not watch his content before. I'm going to check it out now.
Straight up, and this is something that you get with influencer boxing, you know, the personalities, that's what they're mainly known for, and bringing that into the sort of combat world, sometimes it fails, but sometimes it thrives, like we've seen here. And now Ham's got a kebab.
No, you know what? He fought today, and he fought hard, and he tried to the end. Enjoy every bit of kebab you want.
Well, we're going to get the official announcement, and you can see what that means to Salt Papi after a very entertaining preliminary opening bout, and he's still dancing, he's still chilled.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance, 3 rounds, and we go to your judges for the decision. All 3 judges, Brian Gentry, Jack Goodwin, and Jeff Hines, scored about 30-27 in favor of your winner in the red corner, Salt Papi.
Judges agreed with us totally, guys. 3-round shutout.
Well deserved. I mean, he's come over to the UK and he's delivered emphatically. What an entertaining performance.
Great performance, so cool, so calm, so relaxed, charismatic, showed skill, you know, threw punches that you didn't expect to see from guys at this level. And honestly, I just want to watch his content now and see what really he's about, and see if there's any old school boxing videos, because he's elite. I'm saying it from now.
I think we're going to get an interview with our winner, guys. He's back in the ring. I think we're going to get him interviewed, and it'll be with a very happy Salt Papi.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Salt Papi out here, man. Yeah.
Now, Salt Papi, we didn't hear from you all week. You were silent all week. You spoke through your trainer, and you spoke through your gloves tonight.
I was just trying to focus on my fight, you know. I didn't want to waste my time speaking because I know I let the fist do the talking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now listen, that was an absolutely impressive display. It looked like you were toying with him the entire time.
I wasn't even trying to do my best, but you know, I was countering him with a pull counter, going on angles from side to side. Yeah, but he was a tough fighter. I couldn't knock him down. So, yeah, but I did try my best.
Now, obviously, you've done this fight now. Who do you have in your sights next?
Anyone can get it. If they want me to drop 20 kilograms, I'll do it. Deji wants it, I'll fight him, man.
Oh! Okay. That's so poppy. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Probably eat Jollibee or some KFC. Yeah, Jollibee. I'll go with Jollibee. Proud to be Pinoy, man. Where's my Filipino at? Yeah! Let's go! Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna rest now, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta keep my camera mic on.
So, guys, he said he let himself do the talking in the ring, and that was the point he made. He said nothing else mattered. But look at this, the footwork, the technique, the expertise. No wonder he's so happy.
Without a doubt. I mean, when you execute a plan exactly how you calculated it, it's a phenomenal feeling. And I think, you know, he delivered beyond anything that we were all expecting. And by calling out Deji to finish, interesting. Like, this guy's got the personality to compete with a guy like Deji. I mean, I'd like to see it.
Listen, after a performance like that, he can say anything he wants at this point. He might reevaluate tomorrow for tomorrow's interviews, but for tonight, he can say what he wants. Brilliant performance.
And he just leapt off the cuff and said, I can drop 20K if I need to. The world's his oyster if he does this. He was saying, I'll do what you want.
Wow. I mean, look, with the confidence that he's shown in the ring, it wouldn't surprise me if he's being serious there. So, look, bring on Salt Pappy. I love the guy.
What a performance in this opening preliminary for Salt Pappy.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not long now to our pay-per-view live on Showstar TV, right here from the Oval Arena in Wembley. We are about to begin the countdown. Are you ready? Let's try it out once again. I said, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Count it down with me. Here we go.
Yeah, mate.
10, 9, 8, 7. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Showstar Boxing! It's time for the roll call to introduce our Team USA versus Team UK. We begin with Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor and his opponent from the UK, Jay the Mellow Fellow Cucinello. And next up, from the USA, DK Money. And his opponent, Ryan Taylor. From Team USA, Minicon. Versus his opponent, Arms Corleone. Representing Team USA, Vitali, who takes on his opponent, Kristen Hamby. And your co-main event from Team USA, FaZe Temper, takes on his opponent, King Kenny. And finally, your main event this evening, from Team USA, Alex Wasabi, against his opponent from Team UK, Deji. Ladies and gentlemen, to those watching around the world, we are about to switch to our pay-per-view paid content live on Showstar TV. You want to see what's next? please make sure you subscribe as we are about to begin. We're now on the pay-per-view. And we begin our live pay-per-view right here from the Oval Arena in Wembley with our final preliminary bout.
Really excited to see what he can do.
The crowd are going, as we can see. Listen, I'm just about to say, if you come out to this, then you're starting something.
Mate, it's going to be gassed. The word's out that his sparring has been really, really good. And that the only person that really got the better of him was our headliner, Alex Wasabi. So people are saying this lad is on fire at the moment, especially if you go by his sparring.
For sure, and I think, look, you're only going to step in the ring on a stage like this if you truly believe that you can fight and you can win. You know, so he's here for a reason. He looks very focused now. All the fun and games are stopped. So I'm really excited to see what he can do.
The crowd are going, as we can see as well. The crowd are vibing. And it's early in the night. It's early in the night. So I'm telling people, we're in for a treat.
And Vidal, the man we're going to see next coming into the ring, Strombody's dismissed him as he's too slow, he's too stiff. I'm too fast for him.
Well, you know what? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's going to have their opinion on what they think of his style, and things like that drive you on to change that. And I expect to see that from him tonight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, Austin Springs.
So Austin Springs making his way to the ring. It's his boxing debut. Word is he's big, he's strong, but as I said, he's really let Stromedy get under his skin. He said this has gone too far, especially over his white Porsche.
Pando killed the beat.
Money up, I'm chilling. purposely revealing. I know you got no plan, cause who would plan to put your name on the main stage? Left your dignity back in the stone. If you'll do anything for views, imagine what you don't say. Don't talk, I'm coming down your block. And if I hear a peep, I'm gonna stop, you're gonna drop. Let's roll, I'm fired up, I'm hotter than a coal. I just post a video, this view's out of control. If you wanna get past me, you're gonna have to pay the toll. Cause once I step inside the ring, I'll put you in a hole. CEO, you're not, your whole team is a flop. You're the only one with views and subs, the rest will probably stop. I'm kidding, wait no I'm not. It costs a lot to take my ass up to the top. Almost caught up to your subs, I started last year top. I swear you've been at this for years when it's supposed to pop. Cause you're not even gonna fight. I see you booked your flight up to Miami non-stop. You're running like you're running for the cops. Wait, is this gonna be like Bryce all over again? Shit, I hope not. From capital, Toronto is your city. Then why are you out here in LA trying to look pretty? You're paying for your clout, but 5K won't get you that far. Cause bro, I swear you've been doing this just out of pity. London is my city, bitch! They all my city. Now Kyle, do me a favor real quick, brother. Purr like a good kitty.
Wow, what an entrance. I mean, so cool. The man looks so calm and relaxed.
Yes. Go on, Joe.
Look, when you come in like that and you look the opponent in the eyes with a man rapping beside you saying exactly what you're going to do to him. Right. I don't know, it all looks a bit weird. It must be a US thing. For me, I don't know.
It has to be a US thing, but I guess they're bringing the energy. You know, you got to manifest these things, and there's nothing like having the guy rap what you're about to do to your opponent right next to you.
But more important than that, lip syncing perfectly at the same time, as if you haven't got a care in the world.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Showstar Boxing live on Showstar TV pay-per-view is now set for 4 2-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. We introduce first, fighting out of the red corner, a 23-year-old standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 76.5 kilograms or 168.65 pounds. With 3.5 million YouTube subscribers, he fights out of Toronto, Canada, introducing Stromedy! And his opponent across the ring in the blue corner, a 25-year-old standing 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 77 kilograms even or 169.75 pounds. With over 20 million TikTok and YouTube subscribers, he says Stromedy is a clown and fights out of Arizona, USA, introducing Austin Springs. When the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Ken Curtis.
Okay, lads, you both know the rules. So when I say break, you take a step back. In the event of a boxer going down, the other one goes to a neutral corner. Okay? Shake hands. Best of luck, both of you.
Well, as with our opening bout, a statement of intent firmly committed there by Austin Springs. Stromedy's a clown.
It's time to prove it. You know, the talking is done. I can feel the intensity in the room right now, which is why I was a bit silent. But I'm ready to see this.
Both men orthodox and careful start here, but it is Springs looking to come and Stromedy said he's slow.
Oh, but he's back. Springs is back with a counter. So, good shots. We're seeing intent here. We saw finesse in the last fight. We're seeing intent in this fight.
Well, what's happening immediately, Joe, is Austin Springs is planting his feet with every shot.
Yeah, completely, and I think that's what, with a lot of these influencer fights, you get quite an explosive start. There's a lot of action early on, but the guys soon realise that planting your feet and throwing those heavy shots takes its toll on the body.
I'm very impressed by the composure of the guys in the ring tonight. I feel like Alaram started off not composed, but he found it very quickly. Both guys have began this fight with composure, and it's good to see.
And especially Stromedy, Joe, he's taken some heavy shots, but as we've said, he's remained composed. He's keeping his discipline and his shape.
He kind of reminds me of Rocky Balboa. Like the look on his face, kind of like a little bit the hair. He just looks very stoic and like he has intent. He knows exactly what he wants, but it's not going to be an easy ride, as we've seen early on.
There's no fear in Stromedy whatsoever. There's no fear there. You can see he understands what he's here to do, and he's working.
That said, though, Vidal, Austin is taking it to him. He is taking centre ring. He is the one forcing the pace.
No, for sure. He's definitely being the more productive fighter in there. He's pushing the pace. He's getting his combinations off. But I feel like Stromedy is doing this out of strategy. I don't know why. That's just the sense I get.
Yeah, I mean, to I guess like the average eye, you'd maybe think that Stromedy looks a little bit slow, like he's not really active mentally and physically in this fight, but maybe he's just trying to conserve energy and go into the later rounds.
Well, we have come to the end of the first round, and as I said, not a great deal coming back from Stromedy, but when we talk about strategy, maybe he's thinking that Austin, that adrenaline dump might come, and the second and third rounds might be a different equation.
For sure, I think fatigue settles in very quickly in boxing, especially if it's your first few times in the ring. Nerves can eat at you as well as your opponent's tactics. And I think Stromedy right now is, as you can see in the replay here, Sprins is getting a lot of shots off. Stromedy is having his successes as well, but it's quite back and forth action right now. But Sprins has got the advantage.
But Joe, you said something about Stromedy's demeanour that caught your eye. You still think there's more there, don't you?
Yeah, I feel like he's being quite reserved, and it wouldn't surprise me if like one of the #1 things that his trainer has said to him is do not gas out too early. This is a however many round fight, you need to save yourself, so that may just be part of the tactics.
Agreed. I'd like to see if Stromedy ups the pace a little bit in this second round.
So round 2 of 3, and as the lad said, it's been back and forward, maybe edged by the aggression of Austin Sprins, but Joe feels there's more in the tank here for Stromedy. We're going to find out in this middle round of 3, and he is already firing back a lot more.
Exactly, and I think unless you do start firing within the first at least 2 rounds.
Oh, good right hook there from Sprins, I heard that.
Yeah, completely. Unless you, if you don't start firing early enough, then the fight starts getting away from you. You know, you realise the other guy's got the momentum, the upper hand, he's connecting more, and your confidence starts dropping. So, yeah, it's good to see Stromedy really trying to engage here.
But what we're seeing as well from the, during this fight is Sprins is using a crouch as his defense. Stromedy is coming in with his chin high, throwing straight punches. If he can change those to uppercuts, he might have more success on his attacks.
Yeah, picking up on that, Joe, if you look at Sprins, it's a typical, American boxing style, where, as he says, comes from that crouch, pushes forward.
Exactly, he's got his arms around his hips. He's not going with a high guard. He's not looking to shell up. He's, if anything, just putting his chin in the air and swinging.
I may be wrong, but to me it looks like Sprins is starting to fatigue and his pace is starting to slow. He's not pushing as much as he was in the first round, and Stromedy may take the fight over him.
He did take a big right hand there as well in that exchange, didn't he? Stromedy came over the top just like that with that right hand.
Exactly, and we're seeing both fighters now taking deep breaths. That was a nice shot. That was a nice shot. You can't take time for breaths as we're seeing here. You know, you need to be switched on the whole time, and Sprins looks like he's got a bit more of a spring in his step now that he's connecting.
Yes, the success sometimes gives you extra energy. It feels that way anyway.
He's hurt here, though. He's hurt here.
Stromedy with a big finish to the round. Good shots he put together there.
Joe, as Vidal said, right at the end of the round, an explosive finish from Stromedy. Left and right together, straight line.
Exactly, and I think that, for the judges especially, that's what they see last. The second half of the round is going to be more prominent in their mind than the first half. you know, and getting explosive endings like that, it's useful.
As we said in the first round about the technique of allowing your opponent to gas out a little bit, it looks like it's paying off. You know, that was the end of the second. We're going into the third. Normally a fighter is sitting down in the corner now is thinking, I had a good ending, let's pick up where we left off, and let's see if Stromedy has that.
And as we can see from here, as you alluded to, Joe, Stromedy did pick up the pace here in the second round. He needed to, and he responded.
Exactly, and that's only going to fill him with more confidence moving forward in this fight. You know, it's important to get that success.
Sprins, sorry, Joe. As I say, Sprins with a good right hand in the replay, as much as us saying, you know, it looks like it's changing. He's getting those shots in.
Now, if I was Stromedy's coach, I'd say start the third the way you ended the second. Keep that momentum going.
Totally, and I think, look, he's allowing Sprins to deliver a couple of shots and then he's straight on him. I think he's realising that countering after Sprins dives forward can work, as we're seeing there, and he's connected
good combination
with multiple shots to the cranium.
And now we see Sprins is still there, he's still active. He's getting hit clean, but he doesn't look extremely hurt. He looks more fatigued than anything.
Yeah, I think fatigue is playing a big part for both men. They put a lot into it. You just get the feeling that...
And he's back again.
Well, that's it. I was just about to say that Stromedy's taken over, but he keeps coming back, doesn't he?
Exactly, and I think that's something that can really be prominent in certain fighters. You can see them sort of look down and out. Deontay Wilder does it. You think, oh, he's out on his feet, and then boom, he comes back with something.
Oh, good shot to the chin there from Stromedy. He's closing in now. He's starting to put the shots together. Sprins is still retaliating. But another clean shot from Stromedy. He's all to the chin now, and the referee may start. Oh, he's back home. I need to stop talking.
But no, you're right, and this is the great thing about it. As Vidal's saying, Joe, it is so back and forth. We just look to say that Stromedy, and Vidal's laughing at, because we just think Stromedy's really getting in there. And to his credit, Austin finds something, doesn't he?
It's amazing. I mean, this is what we want. We want to see people go to war. We want to see in that ring two guys that don't give up when they're, you know, under the cosh. They are willing to put it on the line, take their licks, and then deliver some back.
This is a very, very entertaining fight, very 50-50 fight as well.
I'm glad you said that, because we're inside the last 20 seconds of the final round. This is close. I feel Austin, we could probably say, took that opener.
Yes.
But after that,
maybe the second, yeah, every round after the first is definitely a maybe, and it can tilt either way. But I'd hate to be a judge, put it that way.
For me, I believe Springs has just edged that. He was more active in the fight. I believe he probably connected more overall as well. So, yeah, Springs has got that for me.
I can understand where Joe's coming from, but somebody had those moments, didn't he? But not maybe long enough in each round.
You know what, as he was fighting the pressure on and he thought Sprins was done, he proved he wasn't. He said, no, I'm still here. The punches are still coming back. And it makes a fighter reluctant, because you realise the danger is still apparent, it's still there.
I mean, looking at these replays, Stromedy, he did connect. Like, it's not a straight line that you can just say, oh yeah, one fighter completely dominated. It was a 50-50. I mean, look at this.
Back and forth action.
And that's what we like to see. It's going to be very difficult for the judges. But what I liked about both men, they weren't punch shy. They stayed there. Oh, is there another round? This is round 4 coming up.
Yes, this is a 2-minute round.
Oh, 4. There's my mistake. This is great. I thought that was all over.
Oh, no.
No, this round is probably the decider. If anything, this could be a deciding round.
And it's Stromedy who starts strong.
That aggressive straight away.
He's kind of got his gum shield half out of his mouth, though.
The whole fight.
That is so strange. If that gets hit, that may end up down his gullet.
Well, just Springs is adding the pressure on right now with a continuous attack.
And it's brought the crowd back to life, because, as we said, this is such a seesaw back and forward.
He's still working. He's not being held. He's pushing. Oh, what's happened?
There's that gum
Oh,
shield.
he got one for pushing. He got one for pushing.
Oh, he doesn't telegraph that right, but fatigue, you feel, is playing a part now.
Completely. I think shots are more telegraphed by the fighters. You know, as they fatigue, they're not as sharp, they're not as explosive, but they're also, you know, their defences
still going.
Yeah, they're still going, and their defences aren't great either. So something may get through.
And again, you see big deep breaths there from Stromedy, but it is a fourth round. Their cardio for me has been very impressive because the work rate has been high in this bout.
The work rate has been high from both guys. I can see the fatigue in them now, but it's understandable. They didn't stare at each other and get tired. You know, they're oh, lovely 1-2 from somebody,
and they're still exchanging.
It won't surprise me if Springs absolutely bounces back because he's been taking hits all fight. But this may be one too much.
And he throws back. He's still okay. He's there. He's live.
Oh, this is excellent. I mean, both men have soaked up pressure. Both have taken very clean, hard shots, and they're still throwing. The fatigue's there. It might not have the stat, but the determination is still there, and the work rate is still there.
This is what the people come to see. Both guys leaving everything out there, and I'm pretty sure we're going to hear a round of applause.
Oh, what a fourth round. And again, so close, back and forward. Different levels this time because of the fatigue, but still back and forward.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what this crowd is, that's what they've paid to see. You know, two fighters that are not willing to give up when they get a bit tired or throw the towel in themselves if they're feeling like they're getting beat, you know, taking the knee, etc. They've stepped up to the plate. They've said, I want to win this fight. I don't care if I get hit and I get put down. Obviously, neither fighter did eventually go down, but they've shown the will to win and hopefully earned the respect of one another.
100% agree with Joe on this. Some clean shot there from Stromedy, 2 clean right hands in the final round. I honestly don't know who has won this fight. I actually don't know.
I think the judges could say this is a draw.
Joe, I was totally with you after 3 rounds, but that fourth round, you suddenly start double guessing again. You're second guessing yourself because it was such a good back and forward round. And again, what I loved about both men is neither gave the judges reason to think they were under pressure and shying away. They stayed in the face of their opponent even when they were taking the shots.
Exactly, just when you think, oh, this fighter's going to shell up here and just, you know, absorb pressure. No, he's slipping one and then he's firing back, and that will to fire when you're literally being, you know, having combinations of shots at your head and body to come back and not shy away takes a lot of guts.
A lot of guts, a lot of heart, a lot of hard preparation in training. It's been a long week for the guys as well. We have to remember that they've had a busy fight week and they still come in the ring tonight and left it all out there. So respect to both men, and I'm scared now for the decision.
Well, you talk about respect. We talked about the possible real grudge beforehand. Just there we saw that's all gone. That fight has knocked out the grudge out of them. There was just mutual respect there from both coaches and both fighters.
Exactly, and that is what this is honestly all about. You can do all the talking. There's a lot of fight talk involved, you know, a lot of disrespect that we see in the build-up to these fights, but when both fighters then come forward, put it all on the line, give it their best, to see them embrace each other in respect at the end is great to see, and it's, yeah, I hope we get that throughout tonight.
That is why people love the sport of boxing. Honestly, it's the respect that you get to see in both guys afterwards.
Key moments now as we wait for the official decision, and here in the commentary box we're really not sure who's going to get this. One of these men could be disappointed. I'm thinking, like Joe, that maybe, guys, we get the draw here.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for both fighters. Come on. Four rounds, and we go to your judges for the decision. And our judges scored about 39-38, 39-37, and 38-38, declaring your winner by majority decision. In the red corner, Stromedy!
Honestly, I can't argue with the decision. If the decision went the other way, I wouldn't argue either. I think Stromedy landed the cleaner punches, and Springs, we were giving him credit for his heart that was being shown, but for scoring it as a boxing match, I can see how Stromedy got this.
And Joe, that it split the judges shows that they were conflicted as us. It was close.
It was very close, and it depends what you're looking at. But here we that
first round,
here we have an interview.
It looked like it was tough out there for that first round. What was the game plan in the first round, and how did you move on?
I was just trying to reserve my energy. It was just about reserving the cardio at that point. I lost track of time. in the 4th round, but I had a little more in me. The bell went before I could unload.
How does it feel to be able to keep both of your houses?
That feels great. I'm not going to be homeless.
Did you guys...
Porsches, too.
Did you guys finally sign that contract?
No, we didn't end up signing it. So everyone, he keeps his Porsches, I keep my houses. We're happy.
Now, talk to me. What was it like coming out here? A massive crowd. There was some boos when you was coming out as well, but I think you've won yourself some fans. What was it like?
This is hands down the craziest experience of my life. Thank you, UK. Thank you, everyone watching at home. Thank you, Don, staff, Leo, Yana, I love you. Austin, fair play. That's crazy, man. I'm going to remember this forever.
And now talk to me. Everyone wants to know what happens next.
Wherever the road takes me, I'm down to fight anyone. I'm going to focus on YouTube for a little bit. But, yeah, I'm down. Whatever.
I think we want NA production from DuPont. Bring it. You talking smack, you can get it too. We love you, UK. Coach Staff in the building.
Coach Staff in the building.
Oh, congratulations and enjoy it and enjoy the rest of the show. Austin, wow. What a tremendous first round out there. You came out, it looked like you had him, and what happened after that?
The cardio wasn't there. I think I got a little too excited in the beginning, being my first match, and I went a little too hard in the beginning. I should have conserved my energy.
What was it like coming out? Obviously, you did the ring walk. You had a rapper with you as well. What was it like coming into this venue and knowing you were going to fight in front of all of these fans?
Dude, the walk was a ton of fun. Singing my diss track, also a ton of fun. Honestly, I'm beyond excited to even be in the UK right now. I'm excited you guys had me. For this fight, it was just an experience for me. There's another fighter that was supposed to be in the fight. His name was Ashley Kane. And he started something called the Azalea Foundation. And they help children going through cancer. So all the money I make off this fight is going straight to that. This was purely for the experience for me. So I'm excited to be here. I hope there's some more in the future.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A huge round of applause for Austin Spritz. Austin, thank you so much. You've done a fantastic job, and we're proud of you.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here. Bye, guys. Till next time.
Guys, I think Austin did himself a disservice there when he said his cardio blew. He kept coming back. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, he's very disappointed, as you can see. But I think that was back and forward, and that was shown in the judging, surely.
Definitely, and I think there's a difference between, obviously, what we see as the spectators and what a fighter is actually feeling in there. You know, he had the will to keep going, but, you know, as what he said, inside, I think he must have been really at 100%. So, Godfrey, you know, I mean, Stromedy's tactics of biding his time, conserving his energy, and then delivering late on, I think is really what won him this fight.
I agree. You know, Austin Sprints, to see him in there and to hear what he just said.
addition to the show here. And Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor, who I think was scheduled before, is now back. 7-5 record on paper, you think, but the important thing here, the last 5 are a 5-fight win streak.
Exactly, and I think, you know, this guy's got experience on this platform. You know, he was on the Jake Paul undercard, and I think that's going to pay its dues. You know, the experience is so valuable in this. I've said it throughout this show thus far, but it really is. And as you can see here, the arrogance, the confidence, he believes in himself. So I'm expecting big things.
He's a showman. I give him that. He's a showman. Sometimes I look at him and I think, man, you do not need to do this. But he knows how to get a crowd going, as we can see. And I want to see what he has to do, has to deliver. After his recent performance against Tommy Fury wasn't the best.
But the thing is, one thing tonight, coming to this from the outside with you guys, which I'm so pleased to do, by the way, it's a real pleasure, is the standards have exceeded expectations already in these preliminaries. The cool heads, the cardio, the boxing. We've had a real treat already as we come to this bout with the more seasoned veterans here.
Without a doubt, and I don't know whether it's down to the fact that, I guess, influencer boxing is quite a few years old now, and in the background before this event, these guys may have been training longer than, I guess, us, you know, KSI, sure. Logan, Jake, Deji and I, that we had when we did our fights. Maybe that's the case, but I mean, it's great to see that the level is improving.
And as the community is built as well, and as the shows have gone on, there's more people to ask, how did you feel? How did you feel? Joe didn't have that. JJ didn't have that. They're the guys. They're the pioneers. So when it comes to these shows, you've asked people that have been on these shows, hey, how did it feel? Let me spar with you. Let's work together. So, and we're seeing that in the performances so far.
Most definitely, and as we said, the pretty boy is in the ring, and he's milking this for all it's worth.
Oh, he's
and
on
why
the,
not?
He's on
He's
the
in
rope.
Wembley Arena.
He's going to the top rope.
Elbow drop. Look, I mean, if it helps him to get in the zone, fair play. Like, there are some guys that just want to be in silence.
And now, please welcome into the arena his opponent, Jay, the Mellow Fellow Cucinello.
How English is that? I just love that. The mellow fellow.
The mellow fellow.
It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The mellow fellow Cucinello. England via way of Spain, and again, an experienced performer.
Exactly, but will his experience in boxing help him on this stage in front of a YouTube influencer audience with all of the taunting, all of the, I guess, jokes that Anthony Taylor's going to bring to the table? Will it help him will it fire him up, the mellow fellow, or will it take him off of his game?
Oh, I think it will rile him up. I think he'll want to get the better of Pretty Boy Taylor today. I expect to see the most technical moves in this fight. These are the most experienced fighters on the show, so I expect to see the technical side of things, and I'm going to be a bit more harsh with my with my feedback.
And I've got to say once again, it's rammed here, the atmosphere, it's wonderful. We say influencer boxing, this is just pure boxing, the atmosphere, everything, incredible stage, entrances. I mean, look at the way the entrances are done, it's just incredible.
100%, and I think as this place is filling up more and more, you know, you're seeing the sidemen, big names on the internet platforms. KSI's come in the building as well.
Nobody is sitting down.
No.
Because every time you try to sit down, a star walks in.
Absolutely, and I think this electric atmosphere, I hope it's coming through the screens to you guys at home, because it is amazing.
Shout out to Showstar Boxing, just looking at the screen there and seeing how packed it is already. And we have how many fights until the main event?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now